Buying a condo has changed my life. Background. I'm 35 years old now, and prior to 2018 I was not in a great financial position. Living with multiple roommates, near min wage job, best, and paying increasing rent. But in 2017 I decided to get a career and became a UPS driver. It gave me a nice boost to income, health insurance, and benefits. Resolution. After a year of scrounging money and living on a tight budget, I saved $10,000 and bought a 2-bedroom 1-bath 1,000 square feet condo. I paid $115,000 for it and it's been life-changing. My mortgage with my HOA comes out to $1,150 a month. I can live on my own, budget, save, and even invest a bit. Advice. Do whatever you have to do to save enough to put a down payment on a cheap condo. Homeownership comes with a lot of risk, and so does a condo. But certain big-ticket items like internal plumbing, roof, and structural issues are covered by the HOA. I am only responsible for inside the walls. Yearly tax is like $1,300. My mortgage has stayed the same while my income has gone up. I don't need to deal with the landlord raising my cost of living. This, along with a career that didn't require any higher education, has been my ticket out of the endless cycle. It's been a long road. Coincidence that I saw your post. My co-worker was showing me condos for $200,000, $300,000. And I mean, beautiful and affordable. Can't buy a house anytime soon, and NYC rent is killing me. Condo does seem like a middle ground. Plus all those extra perks sound great. That same condo in my state is $300,000 min. My condo covers the water bill, I'm disabled, and the elevator is a game changer for me. A parking spot, pool, petanque, tennis for those who like it. $1,000 a month, and that's the mortgage, power and broadband. I was paying $2,300 in NYC. What state? Congrats. I'm 33, working on my degree, but I hope to be in a similar position after I graduate. I could never get that career-paying job without a degree, so I'm taking a chance on it. Health does not allow me to be a driver, unfortunately. I wish I tried driving before my accident. Former condo manager here. Please check the minutes of your last HOA meeting. Repairs are not free. You have to pay for them. If there is not enough in the reserve, they do a special assessment to all the owners. The HOA fees cover mostly routine maintenance. But if funds run dry, you may have to pay for another unit's problems. You may be lucky and your building never needs anything like a roof or has a lot of rotting wood or something like this. However, if it does, you will be required to pay a share. It's great your HOA seems well managed and you haven't been hit with special assessments. Very happy for you, hugging face. Union. Yes. My husband and I scrapped enough together to pay the minimum down for a FHA loan on a new build in 2019. We had our son the same week we closed. We paid $240,000 and it has appreciated at least $70,000 since then. Our homeowner's insurance went up quite a bit this year, so our mortgage payment is going up $50 a month. That's so much easier to handle than a several $100 rent increase. Congrats to you. I hope your condo is a relaxing haven for you. The number one way to build wealth is to own property. $115,000 to? Jesus fucking Christ. I've lived in NYC, Boston, Louisiana and Chicago. You can get a parking space in Boston for $100,000 or so. Like dedicated space. But you now have equity. I just hope where you bought, the area remains the same stable. My bestie bought a 2-bedroom condo in southern CA for $250,000 10 years ago. It's now worth $500,000. So yeah, housing. Congrats. Median rent is $1,200 now. It was $200 30 years ago. Imagine that in 30 years, when you make your last mortgage payment, the renters in your complex might be paying 6 times as much, so $7,200. And, then, you are done. Sure, insurance, taxes, repairs, and HOA dues remain, but your cost of housing will be so much lower than theirs. And 30 years of gradually paying less and less for housing should also tremendously help your financial stability, regular savings, and retirement. You've made a fantastic step. What's a UPS driver salary looking like now? I didn't think UPS knew how to pay a living wage to anyone but the semi-driver. I worked there in 2016 and the pay was like 10 hours. Agreed. I bought a 2-bedroom townhouse condo 4 years ago after 3 years on constant rent increases. Since I've moved here my only increases were a $30 HOA fee increase to cover inflation, utility increases and a small increase in escrow when my property value went up. Repeating what other people have said, but definitely do your research on the HOA before buying. Ask to see HOA finances to make sure they're financially stable and making important maintenance investments. Spend some time walking around the neighborhood, and read the condo bylaws. I need $300K just for a condo where I live. But also, congratulations. I certainly hope that I make it one day. This is great. I think condos are undervalued by Americans. Unless you need a yard, they are an excellent form of housing. No landlord who decides to sell and boots you out. Of course you must find a condominium association that is well run in terms of finances and maintenance. And great that you got a job that is allowed for this purchase and that comes with solid benefits. Lol, $115K for a condo. Are you a time traveler? Hell, my GF and I were talking not too long ago about how $500 in HOA fees is reasonable. Make sure you still have money set aside for the major stuff. Poorly managed HOA resulting shortfalls where the owners need to fork over balance replacement cost to happen. Where can you purchase a $115K condo these days? I bought my crappy condo at the very beginning of 2019 for $95K and my realtor said we would start the listing at $150,000. It was a great choice for me and I bought at a perfect time. My mortgage is under $850 a month, which I love. I probably wouldn't be in the same boat today though. When you discover you can rent out the first one for a surplus for 1 year and then the bank will consider it income and give you another loan for another condo to rent out for a surplus, you will see how people get so rich. You can do this for 4 homes before hearing no. 2017 housing prices and 2023 housing prices are completely different ball games. Where I live, you can't even find a tiny house for under $100K and that doesn't include the land or parking space. That's awesome. Good for you for going into a career that is very important to everyday society and is essential. You will never be out of a job as a UPS driver. My best advice would be to throw as much money at the condo as possible and aim to have it fully paid off in 10 years or less. Then you will fully own it and always have a place to live for the rest of your life. The wife and I bought a condo for $225 a few months ago. It still needs some work, but I feel better knowing I actually have the power to change it however we want and our payment will never go up. In Eel, my cost is about $115K. Where did you purchase a $115K condo? Good job not being house poor. I know too many people who bought big houses when they were single and could barely put food on the table. People like to shit on Eel, but we have high salaries and pretty affordable housing. I also bought condo in west suburbs of Chicago. I don't have higher education and never finished high school and work at a warehouse as a shipper, and I bought 2BR condo for $130K last year. My interest is 6.125 but mortgage and HOA come to about $1,200, then internet and electric make it $1,400.